Iron degrades as oxygen atoms penetrate and react with the metal. Gold remains pristine because it employs a specific form of structural exclusion. Through a process called surface reconstruction, gold atoms at the exterior layer tightly rearrange themselves. This configuration eliminates the gaps required for oxygen molecules to break apart and bind. It is a physical barrier engineered at the atomic scale to deny entry. This logic of exclusion, of engineering a structure so precise that it denies the very possibility of interference, is now the template for India's national strategy. From the physics of flight to the mathematics of code, the country is moving toward a policy of systemic immunity. Traditionally, air defense focused on physical borders. This Tejas fighter jet represents India's current ability to manufacture its own high-performance combat aircraft. However, modern radar can easily identify standard aircraft shapes. To remain undetected, a jet must use sharp, faceted geometry to scatter incoming radar pulses. By redirecting these waves away from the receiver, the aircraft effectively vanishes from electronic surveillance. This requirement is driving the Rs 15,800 crore AMCA project. The Advanced Medium Combat Aircraft is an indigenous effort to master this geometry, creating a fifth-generation fighter that relies on physical design to neutralize enemy detection. While AMCA secures physical airspace, it highlights a broader trend. The most sophisticated threats to the state now operate entirely outside of physical sightlines. Current digital security relies on mathematical problems that take traditional supercomputers decades to solve. Quantum computers use quantum bits to process these equations simultaneously. When these machines reach scale, they will render the cryptographic protocol securing world data virtually transparent. The stakes of this computational shift involve the immediate vulnerability of national defense databases, the integrity of banking grids, and the privacy of confidential citizen records. India's National Quantum Mission is currently developing post-quantum cryptography, or PQC. These new protocols use mathematical problems, like lattice-space geometry, that remain difficult for quantum processors to analyze. It is a transition to algorithms that maintain their integrity even in a post-quantum environment. National security now depends on this unseen mathematical competition. The ability to verify and protect data has become as critical as defending physical territory. This competition is also reshaping global trade. The European Union's Carbon Border Adjustment Mechanism, or CBAM, illustrates how environmental standards are being utilized to manage market access. Under CBAM, any goods entering Europe are evaluated based on the carbon emissions generated during their production. If the manufacturing process exceeds specific emission thresholds, the importer is hit with a significant financial penalty. Indian heavy industries, like the steel plant shown here, are particularly vulnerable. The current reliance on carbon-intensive energy for manufacturing steel and fertilizers means these products face being priced out of the European market. To maintain export viability, these industries must transition to green production technologies. Decarbonizing the manufacturing process is now a requirement for participating in the European trade zone. Global survival for these companies now relies on their ability to meet these external environmental benchmarks. Internal stability requires similar forms of regulatory verification. The rapid expansion of unregulated online gaming introduces significant financial risks and patterns of psychological addiction to the domestic population. The Supreme Court classified real money platforms as gambling, subjecting them to GST. This grants states constitutional authority to regulate these activities and prevent citizen exploitation. These legal frameworks ensure that digital expansion does not come at the expense of societal stability. Nature provides the clearest examples of how to verify the health of a system. In Arunachal Pradesh, researchers recently rediscovered the rare Ginecantha cassiaca dragonfly, a species that had not been seen for 110 years. This dragonfly requires perfectly clean water to survive. Its 360-degree vision and sensitive biology make it absolutely incompatible with pollution. Its presence acts as a biological sensor, verifying the river ecosystem remains in its original state. Just as a forest requires biological sensors, a democracy requires procedural ones. This drives the Supreme Court's special intensive revision of voter rules. It is a manual audit designed to verify the residency of voters and ensure the electoral registry matches the legal reality of the population. Every complex system, river or republic, requires constant, proactive verification to maintain its integrity. India's modernization is currently unfolding across 4 distinct fronts: securing the physical sky with AIMCA, the digital vault with PQC, the global market with green tech, and social order with constitutional law. Resilience in the 21st century depends on deploying these invisible layers of defense simultaneously. The nations most likely to endure are those currently prioritizing these systemic barriers today.